here for our first test match. E2. This hand's not great, but I'm going to keep it. I can go turn 1 whenever I want, pretty much. Probably just going to go turn 1 Soul Warden, though. Or Soul's Attendant. Same thing. Not really, because it's a May. But, I think that's better. And then I can go Colony Garden next turn, gain a life, go Ash Barrens to get the mountain, and hopefully be on my way. Looks like we're up against a blue-black control deck. Another Soul Warden. Alright, well, that kind of changed my plans. Yes, and always yield yes. Make a token. Attack for 1. Oh, excuse me. And pass turn. So next turn, if I'm allowed to, I might actually just resolve the Spire Silk Armor, though it looks like I'm not going to be allowed to. Sen's Enlistment's really good, actually. So I'm just going to gain a life here. And then I'm going to attack for 2. Blue-black control is not... Actually, I'm going to attack for 0, send a message. Blue-black control is not the best matchup in the world. Of course, they have a lot of removal. They have a lot of counter spells. They have just a ton of stuff. I'm not really sure why my opponent disfigured at the end of turn. I guess if I played a Benevolent Bodyguard, it would have been better, so... Alright. Blossoming Sands. Well, I'm just gonna play Sen's Enlistment. And now, Sen's Enlistment's a really, really good card for the simple fact that it just allows you to create tokens over and over and over again. Now, it's possible that maybe I should have done this before, but I think my opponent would have killed my dude in response anyway, so I wouldn't have gained any life. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to play Sen's Enlistment, and if my opponent wants to counter it, they can. That's cool, because I'm just going to do it again next turn. There's not many things that that would influence me not just casting Sen's Enlistment right now, honestly. I think the only thing that I could draw that probably would is, yeah, they put a card on top twice. That's great. Seagate Oracle. Okay, it looks like they're on the other plan of whatchamacallit. Well, Battle Screech is another reason, so we're just gonna go Battle Screech here. And we're just going to pass the turn. There's no reason to really play the Blossoming Sands. Looks like they're on the blue-black flicker plan. Although they preordained and went top-top, so that's a bit of a pain in the tuchus, but what can you do? Another Oracle. Okay. So now they do play Echoing Decay, which is something that, of course, Spire Silk Armor just does not get around. So there isn't much I could do about that. That is a unfortunate looking swamp. I like the picture, but where's the invasion border, man? Come on. Yeah, I'm just gonna take 1. There's no reason to block here. Another plains. Okay. So yeah, Spire Silk Armor doesn't actually do anything. The only thing that Spire Silk Armor would do is if I could, would be if I could get it down 2 of them, so that you could protect against not only whatever disfigures they may have left in their deck, but also Echoing Decay, but I can't do that. Here I'm just going to, again, flashback Sen's Enlistment. We're going to discard the plains, because in case I do have to play on land, I think the Blossoming Sands might just be better anyway. But I'm pretty much just going to keep the lands in hand, and then I'm going to go ahead and flashback Battle Screech. If my opponent does have a disfigure, such as life, and then we're going to attack for 1 and pass the turn. They did not. Cool. I suppose my opponent could have a Mole Drifter. Maybe a Ghostly Flicker. I suppose they'd attack first if they had a Ghostly Flicker, though, right? That actually looks pretty cool in foil. I've never seen that before in Magic Online. This is one of the foils I've actually never seen before. Looks like they are Ghostly Flickering. I can't imagine they wouldn't attack first, though. Just no attack with Seagate Oracle to get in 1 damage. Huh. I don't know. It's probably minor, but I guess I guess I'm just nitpicking at this point. But I think I would have still done it. Probably return the yep, gain some life. All right. Commune with the gods. Okay. Well, we're gonna attack for 4 here. And get in for 4. See how that works out. Here comes the Echoing Decay. Oh, here comes the Disfigure. Okay. Okay with that. Take 3. I think... So, the problem with Commune with the Gods is that even if I take a Midnight Guard, I can't actually play him. Although I guess going Sen's Enlistment doesn't really do all that much, so I think what I'm better off doing is going Spider-Silk Armor and then playing the Blossoming Sands so that I can go Commune with the Gods and whatnot. The reason why is that now these live from the Seagate Oracles is basically why I'm doing that. So it just so happens that I'm in the position where that is better. Opponent played an untapped land. So they might play Mole Drifter and leave up Counterspell. They're playing Mole Drifter and leaving up mana to use Echoing Decay if they draw it, I suppose. These decks don't typically play more than one Echoing Decay, so I have to keep that in mind. Sanctuary. Okay, well, that's a bit different of a beast. So what we'll do here... Oh, I guess they could leave up Doomblade as well. What we'll do here is we'll go Commune with the Gods. Another Presence of God and a Spider-Silk Armor, but also a Battle Screech and a Prismatic Strands in case I would need that. I am, however, going to pick the Spider-Silk Armor and resolve that because now my guys are safe from Echoing Decay. And I can safely go Battle Screech. And I can even get in for 2 because I can attack... I can get them past the Mole Drifter. So that's a good thing. And then I'll probably play this Lesnia Sanctuary. The question then becomes... excuse me. The question, however, then becomes... What land do I return? So I can return the Ash Barrens and get the Mountain, or the Boros Garrison. Sorry, just the Mountain, not the Boros Garrison. I could return the Colony Guard. Obviously, gaining the life doesn't really make a difference, and I could get a free token off the plant, but I don't think that really does anything, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and return Ash Barrens to my hand and pass the turn. What? Can I play another land? Oh, I see. That's basic land cycling. So it's being stupid. Gotcha. Alright. Preordain away, my good man. Let's see what he has. Bottom, for once. Sweet. Didn't need both cards. Excellent. So yeah, the good thing about Sen's Enlistment is that Counterspell can't really deal with it a million times over. Well, I suppose I could just put Presence of God back on top, just in case my opponent's playing a Duress in the main deck. What's going on here? Is it a Ghostly Flicker? Another Seagate Oracle. Okay. Are these both foil and that one's not? Oh, yeah. These really look cool foil. You know, some foils actually look really cool in Magic Online. I'll give you that. Now, the question is, do I want to redraw the Presence of God? And I kind of do at this point, because I can just start making an army of tokens. My opponent can't really do much about it. So I think I do actually just want to redraw it. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, I cannot use Sen's Enlistment. But I think that is fine anyway. So we'll go ahead and get in for 4. Put my opponent to 11. And then we'll put Presence of God, I think, on the plant, because if my plant is going to die, it's the creature with the least amount of um, usefulness, I guess is the word. And then I'm just gonna say go. I'm just gonna keep the Ash Barrens in my hand in case I want to cycle it for the mountain, or in case I just want to keep it in my hand for Sens Enlistment purposes. Now, of course, if my opponent, I'm not out of the woods. If my opponent goes Archaeomancer and gets Ghostly Flicker, they have the combo, and they can, of course, go double Echoing Decay. So that would be a problem. Looks like my opponent doesn't have much going on if they're just saying go, however. They can attack, but they won't get in for any damage, really. I guess if my opponent does have an Echoing Decay, but I'm just going to make a token here. Is my opponent going to Doomblade? Okay, that's fine. They can Doomblade that. It did its job. And then we'll go ahead and I think we'll just block. I don't really see a reason to... I guess I could triple block, but I don't really think there's a reason to do that. Yeah, I guess I could triple block. Although, if my opponent has an Unearth, there's no reason to give him extra value, so I think I'll just block like that. And alright, they just said go. Cool. Drew another Sens Enlistment. Okay. Well, I guess I'll get in for 4 again. And then I'm going to cycle the Ash Barrens for the mountain to thin my deck a little bit. And I'll just play this Sens Enlistment. Alright. And we'll cycle this. So now I can pretty much play anything I want, and if I get lucky, if my opponent at worst case scenario does have the combo, hopefully I draw a Rally the Peasants because it's instant speed. And that's another reason, I guess, Chittering Rats, although I could have just Ash Barrens. Now, in response, it wouldn't have made a difference, so. Again, if my opponent attacks, I'm just going to do some blocking. Another Battle Screech. That's what we're talking about. That is what we're talking about. So we're going to attack for 4. And we're going to play another Battle Screech, because the card is just super duper insane. Actually, I don't plan on blocking with these tokens, so I'm just going to tap both of those. And now I believe I win next turn, as I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tokens, so my opponent would need a removal spell. 2 removal spells, I think. I could be wrong. I don't think my opponent's going to have anything at this point, really, though. So we'll see what happens. Alright. Well, my opponent did that in my upkeep. I'm assuming that was by accident. They might not be paying attention to the fact that they're in my upkeep. I think my opponent just realized it as they paused for a second, so that's kind of interesting. They did, however, draw 2 cards. Okay, well, I'm just going to attack first. I guess it's probably better to go Commune with the Gods in case they have another Ghostly Flicker, so that is something I should have realized, but we're going to go ahead and attack. So if they have an Echoing Decay, they do get to live because all of my creatures would be 0 power, so my opponent would get to Fog for a turn. However, if they have 2 Echoing Decay, well, I'm in deep doo-doo, which is unfortunate. Looks like my opponent does have 1 Echoing Decay. Alright. Go ahead and Commune with the Gods. Midnight, okay. Well, I guess I'm going Midnight Guard. See if my opponent counters it. They did not. Now, what do I have in my grave? I have a Prismatic Strand, and that's it. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Go ahead and say go. And we'll see what my opponent does. Alright, so my opponent just said go. I drew another Battle Screech. Sweet. So this time I am, however, going to just attack first to see what my opponent does. Again, that might not be a very good play, but I think it's fine. My opponent decided to not concede, so I'm interested to know what they're going to do here, unless they're just going through the motions. Oh, they must have... Oh, that's upsetting for them. They must have gone Echoing Decay and then drew it the next turn. Oh, I'm just going to cast this. Oh yeah, sure, whatever. And then I'm not blocking, so might as well do this and do that because he's going to untap anyway. Get some more tokens and pass the turn. So, if my opponent has double Archaeomancer here, I'm in trouble again. I believe, because that's... They would need 12 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They have exactly 12 mana. So they can go Archaeomancer, get back Echoing Decay, Archaeomancer again, cast the Echoing Decay, Archaeomancer again, cast Echoing Decay. And if that's the world that I'm living in, well, sucks to be me, I suppose. If my opponent has a third Echoing Decay, I suppose that they get to fog again. Although, actually at this point, if they have an Archaeomancer, they get to get back Echoing Decay and fog again. Okay, well they're looking for something here. Bottom. They might be looking for the Archaeomancer, which would be cool. Okay, looks like they finally found it. Now, the thing about this Archaeomancer is that they cannot get back Ghostly Flicker because I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 power and the most life. Okay, and the most life that they can gain is 2. So I suppose they could get back... I don't know if they played a land yet. I suppose they can get back Ghostly Flicker and Ghostly Flicker, the Mole Drifter, and one of the Dismal Backwaters. Hope to draw an untapped Swamp, but they chose not to. They're just going to get back Echoing Decay to fog again. Chose a Colony Garden, or drew a Colony Garden, as it were. So, gonna go ahead and attack. Now, the cool thing is that they could also have like a Reaping the Graves in their hand, and that's not doing anything. So that is something to keep in mind. Although I believe that if they get back Archaeomancer, just gonna go ahead and do this rather than making 2 0/1 tokens. If they get back Archaeomancer, sorry, if they get another Archaeomancer, I'm screwed at that point because they can easily Ghostly Flicker twice. Here comes a Mole Drifter. Okay. Still have 9 tokens, so they would still be dead. There's a Seagate Oracle. Opponent's digging hard, man. Opponent is digging hard. Although, no, I guess my opponent could get through, theoretically. 2 blue. My opponent have a Gush? I'm not really sure. We'll have to see. Okay, so they played the other Archaeomancer, or played another one. I'm assuming they're going to get back Disfigure now, because if they don't, I'm pretty sure they're just dead since they already played a land. Because I have 9 tokens and they only have 2 blockers. Gets back Ghostly Flicker. I guess they have a 4th Disfigure in their hand? It's about the only thing that I can think of, but I guess we'll see. Oh, I have 10. So, I don't know. Well, there's a Bodyguard, so I guess that kind of works out. I don't really know what my opponent can do from here on, but guess we'll see. Want to make sure I don't skip my attack step, because that would suck. Attack with all 10 of my dudes. My opponent can only block 2 of them from what I understand. And now I have a bodyguard, so if they have an Echoing Decay and a Simian Spirit Guide, my guys are still going to get through. Can they gain life and instant speed? I hope not. Okay, sweet. That was a hard-fought game. Okay, so in this matchup, according to that person, excuse me, this matchup's a bit tricky. Prismatic Strange doesn't do anything. It just does, like, their anti-cards are just going to be Nausea and Echoing Decay. And, of course, those don't deal damage. Aerial Volley only hits Muldrifter. It doesn't really do anything. Auramancer, I guess, getting back Spire Silk Armor and Presence of Gone is probably good. Journey to Nowhere, I would guess is a good card because it allows you to get through, but on the other hand, it might not be that great. They were definitely bringing in the Auramancers. I think that's a non-issue. Standard Bearer is actually probably really good because it counters an Echoing Decay, and it counters whatever singleton removal they may have. So that's probably good. I probably don't need all of these Soul Wardens, so I can bring in like 2 Standard Bearer. I think on the draw, if you really want to, on the play, Journey to Nowhere would be better because then you're trying to be more aggressive. On the draw, it might not be very good. I don't think they're playing any bounce spells. Most don't. I was usually the only person playing Capsize, probably because I'm a bad player. But Journey to Nowhere, I don't think is that great. I don't think it's going to do as much for you as you want it to. It could be better than something like Rally the Peasants, I guess, but I'm not really sure. I guess we could try it and we could see. Maybe Rally the Peasants is better on the play, while Journey to Nowhere is better on the draw. We'll take out another Soul's Attendant. This your Soul Wardens and your Soul's Attendants are not going to win the game for you. The life is not really going to matter all that much. It's just going to delay the inevitable. While I'm gonna keep this in. While at the same time, okay. Anyway, while at the same time, Seagate Oracle is just a brick wall you can't really get through, so. Preordain, okay. I kept this hand because it has a Spire Silk Armor in it, and I can also just go Soul Warden next turn. That's kind of the reason I kept it. They went bottom top. Alright. Another Colony Garden. Well, I guess we'll play Soul Warden and gain a life either way, while getting a creature onto the board. The only bad thing is now the plants don't do anything except just kind of be there. But oh well. I guess my opponent has a negate. Now it looks like they have a disfigure. Not a duress, I would hope. Alright. Commune with the gods. Alright, well, we're just gonna do this. My opponent will probably disfigure in response to my Soul Warden. And then I'm going to get in for 0, because I can. Yeah, there's no reason to actually do that there on main phase for him, because I can't play a Battle Screech right now. And I also, if I go for Presence of Gone, or any type of aura, he can just do it in response. Of course, I guess if I play Battle Screech, he's do it in response anyway, but kind of the same thing. Alright, we'll just put this back on top. So what I can do now is I can Journey to Nowhere the Chittering Rats, which is probably what I want to do, so that my opponent can't do those stupid shenanigans, because really, that's the only way that my opponent can really kick my butt, is if they get this stupid combo out. And I probably need the double white, so I think it's better off that if I keep the Colony Garden in my hand and get the double white out just in case. So if I draw an untapped land, if I get lucky enough and I draw like the mountain, obviously if I draw the plains it doesn't really make a difference, but if I draw the mountain, I'm lucky enough to get the untapped land, then I can go Commune with the Gods into Midnight Guard. Okay, that's severely annoying. I'm not going to lie. It only has 4 cards. They bottom with the Preordain and returned. What do they return? The untapped land? Oh, the Radiant Fountain, yep. Alright, let's go ahead and commune with some gods. Benevolent Bodyguard. Okay, well, I'll take that. Not gonna play it, though. It's really just to keep the Midnight Guard alive. And I'm just going to pass here. Opponent's going to need 2 Nauseas now to actually kill all of my tokens. If they want to take that route. Although, if they have Echoing Decay, yeah, it's not really going to make a difference, I suppose. Another Seagate Oracle, okay. Midnight Guard would be the best draw, while my opponent would need 2 removal spells to be able to deal with it right now. Drawing a Plains there sucks a lot. Not gonna lie to you. There isn't really a reason for me to play out the Plains, because I'm not gonna go Presence of God onto the Bodyguard in the same turn. And I want the Plains in my hand for Sen's Enlistment. So we're just gonna let it be there for now. Alright, so my opponent played a Mulldrifter, and then I blocked. I guess they wanted to see if I cared enough to lose my guys to a Nausea. However, I don't. Another Presence of Gund. Okay. So well, there isn't really a reason for me to play it at this moment. I'm not under too much pressure. I'm only taking 4, so I guess what I could do is I could play Bodyguard to protect my plant, to put Presence of Gond on it, although it wouldn't really make a difference. This is kind of a bad draw from this deck, but unfortunately this is how the deck can draw. I think you need a little bit more luck with this deck than you would with the typical deck, but this deck's aggro matchup is so good that it's not really a big deal. So like your control matchup is not great. However, of course, as you saw in game 1, you can very well beat it. But this deck beats so many of the aggro decks in the format that you know, it makes a good deck. Here comes Ghostly Flicker. Okay. Now the question is, what do I want to lose to commune with the gods? What do I care about losing? I guess I don't care about losing the Plains. Although, do I need the second Presence of God for anything? No, not really. I guess I value the Plains more, don't I, at this point, since Presence of God is just kind of a wash. Oh, what am I talking about? I need the stupid the Plains. For, alright, well. That's unfortunate. But, I guess I do get to resolve the Spire Silk Armor now. And I could play the Benevolent Bodyguard, but it's not really going to do anything. Because I don't want my opponent to Doomblade that. I want to be able to protect my Midnight Guard. Although I guess at this point, Doomblade is the only thing that kills my Midnight Guard easily. Maybe I should have played it to block with. No, I think it's fine to hold it. I'm not under a million points. I'm not under millions of points of pressure here. We did put a Sen's Enlistment in the graveyard, so that is a good thing. I'll go ahead and I'll block again. Block both flyers to assert my dominance of reach. Yeah. Yeah. So sorry I did that. For those of you not old enough to know who Creed is, man, you're so lucky. If they have another Ghostly Flicker here, I'm probably dead. Okay, I think that's actually just death at this point because I play a dude. Almost like killed it. 6. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're dead. That's unfortunate. That is something that can happen with the deck very often, so you should be very warned. Anyway. So, you really want this combo online. It kind of sucks we never drew the Midnight Guard, but, you know, happens. As far as what to bring in, the Rally the Peasants can probably be brought back in. It's just that, Rally the Peasants doesn't really help all that much when your opponent's just playing a bunch of removal and counters, I guess. Probably take out... I wonder... What if I take out a land? What if I just take out the mountain? And just go down to 22 lands? I can bring in the Journey. Right? I can bring in the Journey. And I can just take out the Mount, and then I can just try to go like a beatdown strategy. Again, Soul Warren doesn't really do anything. I guess we could just take out both Soul Warrens. I'm going to keep in all 4 Soul Warrens, and the reason why is 1, nostalgia, and 2, for the simple fact that it's not a trigger. So it's literally just you gain 1 life that I can auto-yield to. I could also... I guess I could bring back in 1 rally. Maybe 1 rally of the Peasants is good. I could bring in the standard bear. Aerial volley only hitting Moldrifter, I really don't think does much when I can just journey into nowhere in anyway. See, it's tricky because the Rally the Peasants plan doesn't usually work out against the blue-black deck. Unless, especially after board, unless, you know, unless it's like game 1. But I suppose that Rally the Peasants is kind of better, that having that threat is better than not having it at all. So let's take out 1 Oromancer, and I think we'll leave in 1 rally. I think 1 rally is fine. Could take out another Soul Warden, but I think that matters. Unfortunately, can't keep this. There's no lens. Can't really keep this one either because I only have a 1 land hand, and that 1 land is not really doing anything for me. Too bad that I have the actual combo in my hand, though. But, yeah. Oh, and also mulligan. Yeah, that's good for me. Okay. I guess this hand is better than nothing. Probably don't need that at this point. Yes, it gets me an 0-1 token, but for what reason would I need it at this point? Unfortunately, I can't go turn 2 Spire Silk Armor unless I draw an untapped forest. But, whatever. Commune with the gods, huh? Could commune, but I think Boros Garrison is probably just going to lead to better things. Being able to go turn 4 Battle Screech is probably going to be better for me than going, turn 2 Commune with the Gods here, so keep that in mind. What I would give for a Stone Rain. Damn you! Alright, I'll do that, and then pass turn, I suppose. Opponent might not have double blue here, which would be okay for me. Seagate Oracle. I'm going to resolve the Spire Silk Armor as quickly as possible. I think that's going to lead to better things overall in the game. So it cuts him off of having nausea, and he needs 2 of them. And now I get to do that and have double white and double green, so that works out very well. And then the Commune with the Gods hopefully puts sends Enlistment in my graveyard, and I can go to town. Preordain, and I'm guessing a Chittering Rats afterwards. See what to do with the Preordain. Hopefully bottom. Looks like a bottom top, if thinking about it. Oh, nope, they bottom. Yep, doesn't really matter what I put on top. I'm just going to redraw it anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. And then here, only have that much mana, so I guess I'll just... Oh, wait a minute. Can I... No, it doesn't matter. I do want to have 5 mana out, but, you know, just in case. So I'll go ahead and do that. We'll make a couple of dudes and pass the turn. Gonna need a little bit of luck here to win this game, for sure, but... you know, what are you gonna do? Like I said, blue-black is just a pretty hard matchup for a token strategy because they have both Echoing Decay and Nausea. I mean, obviously, mulliganing to 5 did not help, especially on the play, but, you know, happens. Alright, there's Echoing Decay on the main phase? That's interesting. Oh, okay, I see why. Echoing Decay 1 down. Fortunately, I can have flashes back, and my opponent just forgot. I guess they clicked through their attack step. Ash Barrens, you don't do anything. Why are you in my deck? You're land. I don't need lands. Alright, well, we're gonna get the Oromancer, and then I'm just gonna get back the Presence of Gond here. So go ahead and do that. I think getting back Presence of Gond is going to be better than just getting back double Spider Silk Armor at this point. And then I'm going to play the Holdout Settlement, and I'm going to use Ash Barrens to thin my deck of another land, I think. Because at this point, I can't just keep it in my hand for Sen's Enlistment purposes, so keep that in mind. So at this point, I think my opponent has shown to be extremely confident in the fact that they're going to win the game because they just Doombladed my Auramancer on main phase. I guess they're playing around any protection spell I might have, but still. Does not look good for me. Gotta get the planes. And, oh my god. Alright, I am truly sorry for that. And I'm losing a draw here too. Jeez. Alright, well, not much I can do about it. You know, it's funny, on Facebook, there is a, there's a thing, for a little while that was going on. I'm just going to play this out. There's no reason to really keep it in my hand. I'm going to, however, keep the planes, though, because if they have the combo, I just lose anyway. And, might as well keep the planes for Sen's Enlistment. So on Facebook, there were some memes going around. I forget what page was doing it, but it was basically, the memes were like, it shows this dude thinking, and he's like pointing to his head that he's thinking. And it has things like, can't lose the game if you don't play at all, or can't ever lose to Mana Screw if you only play if your whole deck is lands. And then I'm just gonna F6 here because we already know what we're drawing. And then there's another one that's like I think it might be like Magic the Gathering Rocks My World or something might be the page. And then there was another one that's like there was another good one where it's like can't get color screwed if you just play the same type of if you play a monocolored deck and things like that. It's really, really funny. And I was just thinking of one because my opponent went Preordain to Preordain. I'm just like, can't ever lose to bad draws if you Preordain them away every game. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's just death. We're gonna take 5. Go to 11, and then next turn I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I can't win anymore. So I accept defeat. There's nothing I can do. We won game 1, showing the power of this deck, and then game 2, opponent had a pretty typical draw. I had a below average draw for this deck, and then my opponent had a really good draw in game 3, and I mulliganed to 5, and that just didn't work out. So that you saw there kind of how the deck can run against a control deck. Hopefully I get a match against an aggro deck, so I can show you the power of this deck against aggro. And we'll see what happens. So thanks for watching this first match. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will play another match soon.